Yeah. We're gonna go live right now in the place to be. You already know what it is, man. BIWDOWG back up in this thing. Once again, we got a live interview coming exclusive. Let's go ahead and get ready for it. Hold on to your seats. We got something for you that I'm sure you haven't heard or seen before. You did. Khris Walton coming up. We got Khris Walton coming up. Of course, the camp attendee from
You're
Colorado.
in a privileged position to learn a thing or two. Keep your mouth shut and your ears open. Church.
So yeah, we got the young guy coming in. He's going to join me on this segment, my first interview on the BiggDogg Chico show. You already know what we're doing. We're waking up and we woke up motivated to get something done for you guys. And I appreciate everybody joining on. Make sure you get your comments in. We're going to read the comments out for everybody who has a question or a comment. Like I said, just go ahead and get it in there. Shout out to Cheryl C, Aaron, everybody up in here. We'll highlight your comments. Make sure you join on and become an official member as soon as you get a chance, so that your stuff can be highlighted and so on. You know, you could be actually a part of this thing, you know, officially. So we got the young fella coming on. This one right here. If you didn't know, defensive end Khris Walton. He was at Coach Prime's camp, and he did his thing, man. If you haven't seen the video, go ahead and check out the video. He did his thing in front of Coach Nick Williams and Coach Sal Sinceri, the defensive line coach and the defensive tackles and the defensive end coach. They both take over the defensive line together, and they saw this guy, as I did too, when I saw the footage. It's like, okay, you got a ball. And if you got 200 to 400 people out there, you know, you can do the percentages and think, oh, man, we should have found a baller somewhere. We got one right here. We're going to bring him on. Look like he's joined in already. We're going to bring in the big fella, 6'2", 235 pounds. We'll get the actual weight in a second. Out of Newberry College, the defensive end, and apparently a preferred walk-on for Colorado. Here is Khris Walton. Y'all let him have it. Let him have it. Clap it up.
Yes, sir.
What's up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, man? Doing good.
Hey, man, you've been a hot topic lately. Glad to have you. We're going to let everybody know how it was at the Coach Prime camp. We're going to get some exclusives going on right now. But first, we're going to get to know you a little bit. All right? So we'll start off. Just tell us about yourself. Tell us born and raised, hometown, family life, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was raised in Merrillville / Gary. I grew up in Gary, then I went to Merrillville, then I played in Merrillville High School, and grew up in Indiana. Y'all know Jackson 5, Jackson.
Gary, Indiana.
Yes, sir. I grew up in Indiana, played ball out here. Yeah. Then I went JUCO and wrestled. Then I was 2-time All-American in wrestling. Then I went and played football. And then went to the camp, and now we here.
So 2-time All-American wrestling. You was what, top 10 in the state you finished? Did I get that right?
I played 4th in the state, and I placed 6th in the country.
Wow. I remember coming up as a wrestling fan and hoping or wishing that my high school had wrestling. We didn't have wrestling. We had the classic 3 sports: football, baseball, and basketball. That's about it. So you grew up as a wrestling fan, or did your dad grow up watching wrestling? How did you get into wrestling?
Man, that's a crazy story. So growing up, I always hated wrestling. And
really?
Yeah, actually, it was crazy. Growing up, I always hated wrestling. And a lot of my boys was wrestling at school, and they ended up telling me, like, yeah, come join the wrestling team. Come join the wrestling team. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll join it. Then I joined the wrestling team, and I happened to be pretty good at it. I only lost 1 match my first year, and then I went undefeated my next year. And then it just went up from there.
Wow. That's big right there. What weight did you wrestle at?
I actually wrestled my first year wrestling, I wrestled at 182.
Wow.
And then I went up to 197. And then I went up from there.
That's what's up. Talk about real quick. So you're multi-sport athlete, of course. Being a wrestler, man, you got to be super strong and kind of technical. Also, it's not just about overpowering the guy. You got to be technical and understanding different techniques and holds and grapples and all this different stuff like that. Give us some insight on how maybe wrestling helps you in football.
Wrestling, it helps me a lot because I understand movement. Like a lot of guys when they doing one-on-ones, they gotta move in their head like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but the offensive line to give them a different type of movement. I don't never go off of I'm gonna do this move. I go off, okay, what the old lineman gonna give me, what my opponent gonna give me. Like wrestlers are masters of body movement, so we understand leverage and momentum and where you can really take somebody and where you can make somebody go where they don't want to go.
Almost like, I guess I was gonna say almost like counter punching in boxing. Let them show your hand and then you just counter off that.
Yes, sir. Just like that.
Exactly. Defensive end, you have to be nice, as we've seen in your film. You got to be nice with those hands. You got to be nice with those feet, and because that's what they want to do. They want to get their hands on you and control you as a big guy. But if you can have that wiggle, as I say, and fake in to get out, or fake out and go in, that's going to make you an elusive pass rusher. I think that's what you have right there. I think that's what Coach Dick Williams have seen also in that camp. So let's go right quick. Let's talk about now. What's your height and weight right now? Because I'm sorry. I know they had you at 6'2", 225 on the website, Newberry website. What's your weight right now?
So I'm about that right now. But during the football season, I'll be around 6'2", 240. Like I get up to 240, and I like being around that during the football season.
Right. Yeah. Did they talk to you about because I see you played and I guess we're getting to that now. At Newberry, you guys were at the South Atlantic Conference. You guys went to the championship where you won, right?
Yes, sir.
And talk to me about your experience there, the position you played, your production, and so on. Just everything you wanted to share about Newberry College.
Yeah, Newberry was a great opportunity. It's a great college, great school. I went there. It was actually crazy because I got recruited there to wrestle, so I was a two-sport athlete there. And I wrestled and I played football there. So when I wrestled, we was wrestling. Then I told the coach, I'm like, hey, I'm a baller. So I'm like, I got a ball somehow, some way. Then he let me do the football team too. So when I won the football team, I came out there going crazy. Then I ended up getting in the starting lineup, and I just played out from there.
So, well, how did that happen? Coming from high school, did you play in high school? Did you not get recruited? Kind of overlooked? How did that happen?
See, in high school, when the pandemic happened, everything got mixed up, and so I took 2 years off of football, and I went to Chico just to strictly wrestle.
Right. Wow. And so a lot of people, I'm sure, during that pandemic time got caught up in the shuffle, mixed up, looked over, all type of stuff went on during that. And so this opportunity comes up to go to Colorado. Got JUCO and walk-on camp. How did you even hear about it? Let's go there first. How did you hear about this camp?
Well, my parents really, they've been like my backbone for real. I was at school and we was balling. I think I was in spring ball, and they told me, they was like, yeah, Coach Prime just posted he got a camp. He said, come out there and get noticed. And it was a perfect opportunity for me because when I was playing football in high school, I had the top stats. I was the top stats of my team. I was all state, everything. And I knew I was prepared. The way I train, I'm in shape. I train very hard, work out 3 times a day, every day. So I knew I was prepared. It was just the factor of getting that opportunity. And that's what I've really been waiting on, somebody just to give me that opportunity.
Right.
And that was the perfect chance.
Right. Exactly. It's all about that opportunity and taking advantage of it. It seemed like it came right at the right time for you. You were already in shape, as you said. You work out already 3 times a day. Talk to me about getting to Boulder. Where did you have to come from exactly, and how did you guys get there?
We came all the way from Indiana. We took a flight. We had got a hotel, a rental car, and we were just moving by faith, man. We just went out there, got everything we needed to get, showed up. And then when we got there, I'm like, came too far. We got to make something happen.
Right.
So glad God gave me that opportunity to make that happen.
What did you think of the scenery driving in from Denver, looking at the scenery, the mountain range, the Flatirons? What did you think about that?
Well, that was actually my first time being in
Still there, I
Colorado.
got you.
That was my first
Next
time being
issue.
in Colorado.
Sorry about that. Go ahead. What did you think about that?
Yeah, it was crazy because it was my first time in Colorado. So
okay,
I really fell in love with the scenery, the architecture, and just the vibrations out there. Like I loved it. Like I actually fell in love with Colorado being out there. I love the atmosphere. I love the intensity of the coaches when I was out there. It was very intense. I just loved everything about it.
right. That sets the mood. That sets the way for it right there. Like it when the coaches are intense like that and they're on a different level, it makes you want to step your game up. Talk to me about the two guys that you were out there impressing, Coach Sal Sinceri and Coach Nick Williams. Talk to me about how was it meeting them? What are some of the things that they share with you?
Well, first off, shout out to them. They're amazing coaches and they have an amazing program. And Coach Nick and Coach Sal Sinceri, they was really like off the jump, like my first rep, like, because when we did one-on-ones, I won every rep I went against, and they were still like giving me coaching points, like, okay, do this, do that. I want to see you do this, make this move, make that move.
Right.
And in my head, I'm like, okay, if they coaching me now, and mind you, these guys don't really even know me like that. They're already coaching me up, and that just proves to the type of championship mindset that they have. And that's a great team and a great coaching staff to want to coach you that already has a championship mindset.
Right.
That's what I really like about them.
And also as a player, young players out there, you should know if a coach is showing you any type of attention, if they're telling you to do this or work on this or let me see you do that, then they see something in you. So you know, a lot of guys can take that the wrong way. Man, he was riding me. Nah, man, he's trying to. He sees something in you, so he's trying to get something out of you. He's trying to see, can he do what I'm asking him to do? You know, we saw you going through the drills. Coach said, "Great explosion, great explosion." Yeah. But then you did something that I probably would have done one time. You sprinted right past where they were saying go to. And you know, coach is going to be on that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be on that. Hey man, you're gonna have to go that damn far down. How'd you feel about that? You know, because you know it happens when you're going hard. You know, it's not a bad thing. You know, it's a good thing that they see this guy here has a motor. I think that's what they saw from that. But what did you think in that moment?
It was more so a mental tactic. Like, I was like, man, I got to do something to get noticed. And a lot of those guys out there was getting tired.
There you go.
I just wanted to show the coaches, like, I'm not tired. I'm here. Like, I'm here. Whatever y'all want me to do, I'm going to do it to the fullest.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people will look at, oh, he's nah, man, that's good attention right there. You know, he's not getting attention for loafing. He's getting attention because his sprinted through the line, coach. That's what we've been asking these guys to do. So that's a great thing. I was happy to see that. Me as a former player and coach, I understand, you know, where you were coming from. I understood where the coaches were coming from also. So love to see that. What did they let's get into so you're doing great in the drills. You know, you just beat everybody in one-on-ones. Now you're thinking, ain't nobody out here can hold me. I know you're thinking at this point. You just sized up the competition, and you're like, damn, none of these guys on my level. Now it's time to go up a notch.
Yeah.
How did it feel when coach come up to you and express, hey man, you know, you could have an opportunity here? How did that happen? What did he say to you, and how did you feel at that moment?
I felt it was also like it all happened so fast. So like after the camp, he came up to me. He was like, yeah, you really can have a chance to come play for us and this, that, and the other. And he was basically telling me how good I was doing and everything. And then he was talking about the walk on, and it just truly felt like a blessing. Like it felt like that situation was naturally ordained. Like I really felt blessed in that moment, and I really thanked everything. It was a lot going on. Like, I literally almost cried because I went through so much just to get where I was,
For
and
real.
like with my body and mental and everything. And I finally everything starting to pan out. So it really felt good. It felt that it was an amazing, impeccable feeling for sure.
Right. And there's a coach that's, he played also, he played at a high level, played at UGA, coached at
Mm-hmm.
UGA with Kirby Smart, got a chance to go to Texas A&M with another legendary coach, Coach Jimbo Fisher. Then he gets
Mm-hmm.
called up to with Coach Prime. He gets his first on-field position coaching job as the outside rushers, the edge position, defensive end, whatever you want to call them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he's now coaching there. So you got a guy with a bunch of credentials, playing background. We don't have to get into Coach Salseri
Yeah.
background, but just to have these type of guys coming up to you, like you said earlier, it shows their want to coach, their enthusiasm for coaching. Um, to play for somebody like that, play for those coaches like that, what would they be getting from you if you're able to go through this process and actually become a walk on for Colorado? What would they be getting from you?
They be giving my all, 100%. That's what I do. Like if you they give me the opportunity, I'm gonna go out there and ball. Listen, ballers gonna ball, and they gonna get my all. And if a coach is that passionate about seeing you go to the next level and seeing you get better, that really motivates other players to really take it to that next level. Like it's a lot of coaches nonchalant. Like if a coach, they always say if a coach not saying nothing to you, he don't care. And
Exactly.
if a coach is really coaching you up and really that passionate about you doing a drill right, that really elevates your game and your passion for the game. So
Right.
they're going to be getting my all and everything I can give them.
Now let me ask you this, because I've seen a guy go from defensive end. Literally, I've seen him go from defensive end walk on scout team going against the first team offense to
Mm-hmm.
starting on the defense. It could have been the next year, if I'm not mistaken, starting on the defense at defensive end, and then getting the chance to go play, going to an NFL camp, and then I think he played in the Canadian League, if I'm not mistaken, and a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of arena football. But the point is, he got a chance to play pro football, got paid for what he was doing, coming from a walk-on perspective. Um, how would it feel if you come in as a walk-on and you're on that scout team? You're at the bottom of the list. You
Mm-hmm.
see all these other guys, and you're at the bottom of the list. What's your mindset? What's your mindset, and what's your perspective coming in on that? Are you thinking, "Dang, they got me at the bottom of the list," or what are you thinking in that moment when
Those
you?
type of moments excite me. I live for those moments. When I see the bottom of the list, that's more like motivation because in my head, I know my work ethic and how I work. So
Right.
I'm like, these guys that's in front of that, I'm thinking these guys in front of me, I'm like, I'm ready to go at them right now. Like I'm ready to go. Like it's really motivating. And then for these guys to be over me, these other guys are ballers too. I'm just happy to I'll be happy to be on the team to know that there's multiple great guys and
There you
great
go.
talent from all over the place. And I'll be ready to compete. I love to compete. Like that's what I've been doing since I was little. I just love to compete, the art of competition.
Well, that's what Coach Prime is building or has built his whole program on, is that competition. You see it throughout the facility, all type of games and things of that nature for each player to compete in everything they're doing, because he's know that competing and that competition is going to breed success and winners at the end of the day. Man, like I said, man, watching your film, we saw what you did at Newberry. We saw what you did at the camp. I know from experience the type of opportunity this is. Um, you have to go through the academic type of installation type process, acceptance process. How has that been so far, or have you started that process yet?
Oh, the process has actually been going pretty smooth. Everything's getting in place. We getting it done.
So you will be taking that offer and going to Boulder and enrolling and joining the Buffs football team as a preferred walk-on.
That's the current plan. You know, everything is up for you. It's whatever God wants me and whatever God's plan for me to do is what I plan on doing. But that's one of my plans that I do look forward to.
Okay, because I kind of hate to ask you this, but I'll keep it open-ended. A lot of people, you know, with the social media era now, a lot of people might see that footage, you know, and somebody else might come and say, "Hey, this guy looks like, you know, we might want to offer him something." If you want to get into that, what would your mindset or thought process would be from there? Is it strictly playing for Coach Prime, seeing that big, huge spotlight, this opportunity, or is it strictly about getting a scholarship to go play anywhere?
I mean, it all depends on how it feels like. Like say like somebody offers me, I pray about it, how everything feels, and if it feels natural, it happens. But everything with Colorado has really been feeling natural lately. Love the vibrations, but it all depends on what feels natural and what makes sense at the moment.
Yep. And man, God's plan is God's plan, man. You never know. You just gotta walk in faith and you know, do your best at whatever you're doing. Take the opportunities when you can, and things will line up for you. You know, go with what you feel like. Don't, you know, listen to people. Oh, you should do this or you should do that. Go with what you feel. You know where what your goals are. You know what you want to do. You know what you can do, and you know what the opportunity in front of you presents. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's just a pleasure talking to you. I'm not gonna hold you too long. I appreciate you. Real quick, like I should have went on this earlier, but talk to me about your upbringing, your family, your brothers and sisters, siblings, and are you the youngest or close to youngest?
Yeah, I'm actually the youngest.
You're the youngest, you're the baby. So talk to me about that mindset also coming up as the baby with multiple brothers and sisters. How you had to, you know, compete or did you get baby? Talk to me about that.
growing up, was crazy. Um, I've been raised in competition.
Right.
Like growing, my pops to have us, mind you, it's 9 of us. My pops to have us waking up, running 5+ miles every single day, 5 a.m. We competing every
Oh,
day.
pops.
Yeah, boxing, doing karate, wrestling, doing all that. So I grew up in competition. I've always had that competitive mindset. And me, I wasn't always the best. I wasn't always like, but that art of competition made me elevate my game to where I was in that conversation like, oh, he's the best. He's beginning to be the best until I worked my way to being the best.
Right.
So I grew up in competition. It's nothing really new to me. I'm just really just excited to really showcase what I can do because the sky's the limit. And I'm just ready to see what God got in store for me.
Man, sky's the limit. You can go as far as you want to go, dog. And like I said, I've seen it happen before, and you just go out there and give those left tackles and right tackles and tight ends hell when they're trying to block you. They're gonna get tired of it. I'm telling
Yes,
you, you're gonna hear this a couple times. Man, you don't have to go so hard, or bro, slow down. Or no, keep smacking them in the mouth, coach. Keep smacking them in the mouth, and they will take notice. You know, a coach will. He won't tell you to hold up. He'll probably tell, hey, go down there with somebody with the other group. You know, and that's a good thing. Because he'll go to those coaches meeting like, man, this man is disrupting every damn thing I'm trying to do, coach. Well, tell your left tackle to block him. Well, he won't. Well, hell, he be on the field then, you know, and that's how it's going to work. I've seen it done, and I'm telling you that's how it is. You go out there, do your thing. Coach Prime and the whole staff or whatever, it's an amazing staff. The spotlight is there already. The opportunity hasn't presented itself. So, you know, do your thing, take advantage of it, however you feel fit. So anything else you want to add, shout outs you want to give, let people know how they can find you, go ahead and give it to them right now.
My Instagram is is kwalton0919. Go ahead, give me a follow. Shout out to my dad, shout out to my mom, and shout out to everybody that supported me. And I thank you for this opportunity, man. Thank you for putting me on your show. I appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt. I appreciate you joining on, man. And that's what we're doing here. We finding that talent, we seeing that talent, and we're just giving them opportunity to shine, you know, and that's what it is. Appreciate Khris Walton for joining us. Appreciate the whole fam. We're gonna end it right there. The first interview just went down right there. BIWG, back up in this thing once again, and we're gonna end it right there, man. Thank you guys for joining on. And all the comments that went through, we'll make sure that we I probably should have got through a lot more of them, but we'll make sure we get some more next time. All right, appreciate you guys, and we're about this thing. Peace in the Middle East. Yeah.